Good morning, students. Today we are going to see the same lesson about the story of the past. In the previous video, we have seen we have seen about the history, who are the historians, and the advantages of learning history. So, what is history? History is a study of past events. So, what is history? History is a study of past events. And historians is a person who study and writes about history. So, what is history? History is a study of past events, and historians is a person who study and writes about history. Now, today we are going to see a topic about historical evidences and sources. So, how do we come to know about the history of a place or a country? It is because of the historical evidences and the sources of a particular place or a country. So, historical sources gives us the information about a particular place or a country. So, historical sources gives us the information about a particular place or a country. It gives us the information about the history of a particular place or a country. These sources can be in the form of document, that is also known as written records, manuscripts is also called as ஓலைச்சுவடுகள். The third one, monuments. It is a man-made building or the structures. Monuments is also called as artifacts. Artifacts means கலைத்தொழில் பொருள். So, the sources can be in the form of documents, manuscripts, monuments or artifacts. There are two main historical sources. So, historical sources can be of two types. First one, archaeological sources. The second one, literary sources. So, historical evidences can be of two types. First one, archaeological sources. The second one was literary sources. Now, let us learn about what is archaeological sources. So, first one, archaeological sources. Spelling for archaeology. Archaeological, ARCHAELOGICAL. So, what is archaeological source? Archaeology is the study of material remains. Archaeology is a study of material remains in the form of fossils, What do you mean by fossils? Fossils is a material remains that was buried under the earth. Artifacts and monuments from the past. So, archaeological is a study of material remains in the form of fossil artifacts and monuments from the past. Okay. So, archaeology is a study of material remains in the form of fossil artifacts and monuments from the past. They tell us about the activities that were carried out They tell us about the activities that were carried out in a particular place or a country, in a particular place or a country during the times the things get existed. During the times or during the period the things is existed. So the archaeology also tell us about the activities that were carried out in a particular place or a country during the times the things were existed. Then this archaeologist is a person who study and excavate the humans past history, and they also analyze them and he analyze it. And he analyzes. So, who is an archaeologist? Like historians, archaeologists also, he studies the human history and he analyzes his reports. They give it in the form of reports. So, let's see it in details. Archaeology can be divided into three main sources. Can be divided into three main sources. The first one is inscriptions. Second, monuments. The third one, coins. So these are the three main archaeological sources. Now we'll learn about what is inscriptions. What is inscriptions? So inscriptions was written which are edged on stone, wood, which are edged on stone, wood and metal, are known as inscriptions. So, அந்த காலத்து கோயில்கள் எல்லாம் பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா கல்வெட்டுல ஃபுல்லா எழுதியிருப்பாங்க. ஸோ அந்த கல்வெட்டை தான் நம்ம என்ன சொல்லுவோம், இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ஸ். ஓகேவா? ஸோ writtens which are etched on the stone or walls of the temples or the caves, stones, wood or metals. So these are known as the written which are etched on stone, wood and metals are known as inscriptions. So as you know, inscription is one of the most important and reliable sources of history. They also tell us about how the written languages has developed. Next one. The vast majority of the Indian inscriptions were written on the copper plates. Written on copper plates. On the wall of the temples or monuments. And also wall of the temples or monuments are all on the wall of the caves. So next, Nalanda inscription. Nalanda inscription was the earliest inscriptions of India. Now in ancient inscriptions, the inscriptions was written on the pillars of the Ashoka. So these are the importance of the inscriptions. Next, we move on to learn what is monuments. So what is monuments? It is a building or structure. Which were built on the past, and also it also has an historical importance. So it is a building of the past and it also has an historical importance. So some of the monuments in India are, so what are the monuments in India is such as temple, church, mosque, tombs, pillars. So these are the monuments, few examples of the monuments of India. So what is monuments? Mainly represents the art and architecture represents the art and architectures of the era. Era means of a particular period. It's mainly represent the art and the architectures of the building of the era of the particular era. So some of the famous monuments in India are, so monuments represent the art and architectures of the era in which they built, So some of the famous monuments in India, first one is Qutub Minar. Qutub Minar in New Delhi, Hawa Mahal in Rajasthan, Hawa Mahal in Rajasthan, the Somnath Temple in Gujarat, the Shore Temple in Mahabalipuram, last one, the Taj Mahal is in Agra. These are the famous monuments of our country. What are they? Qutub Minar, it is in New Delhi, Hawa Mahal, it is in Rajasthan, the Somnath Temple in Gujarat, Shore Temple in Mahabalipuram, and the Taj Mahal in Agra. So these are the important monuments of our India. So next we move on to what are the important about the coins, importance of the coins. So the next one, coins is also important historical sources. It tells us about the particular period of a particular period. It tells us about a particular period. Information about the particular period. It also tells us about the social, economic, and the political conditions of the region. Political conditions of the particular regions or a state. Regions. So, in some coins, the Indian empires, a picture of kings and his family, kings and his families, also a picture of god and goddesses, god or goddesses, and in the coins, it also marked the date of the productions of the date of productions marked on them. Dates of production was also marked on the coin. So coins is also important sources of history. Okay, well, tell us about a particular period. To also tell us about the social and economic and the political conditions of the particular region. Remember, empire is a picture of the kings. The coin has a picture of the kings and his families, and also the pictures of the god and the goddesses. And the dates of production was also marked on the coins. So this was the archaeological sources. The first one was inscription, second monuments, and the third one was coin. Next we move on to the second type, that is literary source. So as we know, sources are of two types. First is archaeological source and second one was literary source. Archaeological source again divided into three types, that is inscriptions, monuments and coins. So now we are on to learn what is literary source. So ancient literatures, literature means இலக்கியங்கள், ancient literature and religious books Ancient literatures and the religious books are the important sources of history. Through books, the plays written by the scholars, plays, poems, and the writing of the foreign travelers gives us the information about the kings and about the kings and the people of those era. So, ancient literatures and the religious books. Religious books means the Vedic books, Vedas, Puranas, and the Upanishads. These books and the plays written by some scholars, plays, books, poems, and the writings of the foreign travelers will gives us information about the kings and the people in a particular era, in a particular period. So, the Vedas. So, what are the religious books? Very important religious books. The Vedas, Upanishads, and the Puranas. These are the three important religious books which tell us the details about the Hindu religions, which gives the details about Hindu religions and about the Aryan peoples. Okay, well? So, there are three main Vedas. So, what are the three main Vedas? The Rig Vedas, Yajur Vedas, not three, four main Vedas, sorry. Four main Vedas. Rig Vedas, Yajur Vedas, Samaveda, so what are the three, four main? Rig Vedas, Yajur Vedas, Samavedas, and Atharva Vedas. So these are the four main Vedas. What are they? Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda, and Atharva Vedas. Now, next, Tripataka. This is also a book. Name of the book, Tripataka and the Jataka tales. These are the books gives details about the Buddha times. So these two books gives details about the Buddha times, Tripataka and the Jataka tales. These are the story books. Chanakya. Chanakya is also known as Kautilya. Arthashastra. Megasthenes, Indica. These are the religious books. These are some of the literature, some of the books of the literature. Some scholars like Panani and Patanjali. They write the stories on Sanskrit grammar. So these are some of the famous books of the literatures. Okay, so these are the literary sources. So next we move on to conservations of the past. The preservation of historical evidence. So it is very important to preserve our historical evidences so that in the future generations also they can, for it helps the future generations to learn. So first, the international organization UNESCO, that is United Nation Educational Scientific and Cultural Organization have taken important measures to preserve some religious books, paintings, monuments, etc. So, what are the first measures? The international organizations have taken measures to preserve some religious books, paintings, and the monuments of our country. The National Archives of India, second one. The National Archives of India, which is in New Delhi, is also taken. They also preserves our historical importances. Next, through museum in a particular region, we can also display the paintings and so through museums in the different parts of region, we can display the pictures of famous monuments, paintings, inscriptions, coins, etc., etc. So, so these are the measures we can use to preserve our historical evidences. And the historians and archaeologists, they also plays a very important roles in preserving our historical sources and evidences. And it is our duty to preserve our historical evidences too. If we go to the museum, we should not touch the ideals or the paintings, and we should not scribble the wall, and we should not litter the surroundings. So these are the this is how we can preserve our historical evidences. So this is the end of the lesson. I hope you understand the lesson. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you.